Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. I want to show you what we are working on today. We are trimming down, we're trimming down all the lettuces and the herbs. It's called cut and come again. You take leaves off and it continues to grow, and you take leaves off and continues to grow, and you can do that 4 or 5 times before the plant is exhausted. This way you can have fresh lettuce all through a 4-week period. Also, while you're growing it here, you would have it growing in the other section about 2 weeks behind, so you always have whatever it is you want in rotation. Now, and some people are going to notice that these lights are all at different heights, and some are taller than the other on one end, and that's not just because I'm lazy doing this. I'm adjusting it for the height of the individual plants. Like the curly cress, you can see, is already about 3 feet tall, and it's just growing like crazy. I actually might put a ruler in there so you can gauge it from the back. And this stuff is doing great. Curly cress tastes like wasabi, if you like wasabi. Wonderful flavor, burst as soon as you crunch on it and chew on it. But I have a lot of it. I did not know how prolific it was, so I'm learning and adjusting and tweaking everything. One of the things I'm going to try to do is take the curly cress and dry it in my Excalibur food dehydrator over there. I'm actually going to move this around. We're not going to be doing chickens in the incubator for a while, or hatching. So it's been a learning process. A lot of this is arugula and then just a lettuce mix, but I mean, as well as spinaches. This stuff, I'll show you the leaves. Unless you've had salad that's been fresh picked, and get out of those red lights, because those cause havoc on the sensors on the camera. That is something that you eat, and it is so fresh. I'm about to go over to my parents and drop some stuff off. So, and my parents love the salad, and my dad calls it basement salad because he said, "You grew this? I don't want to taste that crap because you grew that in your basement in an incubator." Not an incubator, Dad. It's a hydroponic system with lights. And he tasted it. He said, "This is incredible. I've never tasted anything like this." And I said, "Well, you know, it's not poison food. I mean, you know, it is food that is growing in a nutrient bath." And you can see that they love it. The water level has dropped. One reason we're going to trim this stuff back really far is it's time to replant. The first experiment did fantastic. We've been running this one since the end of February. I've learned a whole lot of how to do it and how not to do it. And we get fresh salad whenever we want. This is kind of what we do. We pick this thing, fill it up, pack it down, grab a couple of fresh tomatoes out of the garden, and you have a really, really good salad with flavors that you do not get except in a high-end restaurant. There is the curly cress. You can see spinaches. And also, I go outside and get some nasturtiums, which are flowers, and their leaves and flowers are edible, and I've been growing them. And those things are fantastic. Mix in with a salad, put in some fresh basil from the garden, fresh parsley. It's really good, and you will love it. Actually, if any of you guys are in the area, let me know, and we will sit down and have a bowl of salad, and maybe a steak to go with it. But more to come. Okay guys, now we're back. What I have learned from this system, the Cracky Hydroponics, obviously, as you can see, is really, really a good system to do it. And I'll show you this. And everything was flowering out down here. It was going to seed, which is proof that this thing is going so well that the plant feels like it's going through a normal life cycle outside, except no pest. Imagine growing tomatoes with no blight and growing your tomatoes year round from the same plant, as well as peppers. Things that I have learned. I would grow half as much of the curly cress, twice as much rainbow chard, twice as much parsley, and twice as much of the spinaches. You can see that's all I have left of the spinaches. And this is how they, well, you can't really see it. That's how they grow inside these little cubes. And that's rock wool. Now I'm going to trim this down even further, and we're going to get to something manageable with this system. And we will do a lot more arugula as well. It's really good taste, except for when you get to the stems. Stems are kind of bitter. But even I like the bitter. So, more to come, guys. Okay, guys, now we're back. Let's move out away from those. Our lights a little bit. That might be a little bit easier and won't mess the camera up. Now, why would you do this? Why don't you just put them in the ground, let them grow outside? Well, certain locations it's kind of hard to do lettuces, and why do you want to take up all that space growing lettuces when you could do other things more productive with it? You could put in a 20-foot area that you're going to do this, you could put 10 chickens and they lay eggs, or you could do rabbits, or you could do quail, something like that. You can put something else that's more calorie dense on the area that you were going to do this. Now you can think about it. So what we're doing is we're growing our nutrients inside, or in a hydroponic system on a patio. You can do it there as well. And the more dense stuff, like the peppers and tomatoes and everything like that, we're growing outside in the space that you would have used for your lettuces. That's kind of what we're looking at doing and everything. Lettuces are really fragile, and the stuff I'm growing is stuff that you probably won't get in restaurants because the shelf life of it might be a day. And lettuce, if you think about it, is actually much more expensive than the steaks you eat in the restaurant. You pay $10 for the salad, and you might pay $25 or $30 for the steak. Okay, well, you get a 16-ounce steak. Let's say it's $30. Okay, 16 ounces. You might get a salad, half ounce or an ounce of salad greens for $10. Well, figure that out. You eat the same amount of the salad as you would do the meat, this would be 4 times as much. You can make a living doing this and selling it to restaurants if that is something that you would like to do. I don't know if I will get to that point. I'm not sure. But I always say have a side gig, and you should always try to get your homestead to produce some sort of income. Now, your homestead may not be a homestead. It may not be 30 acres with goats and sheep and stuff like that. It could be a suburban lot. It could be someone living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhome with an extra bedroom that you set up a hydroponic system on. It could be anything like that. But it's easy to do. I haven't even really gotten high tech as far as checking the levels of the nutrient with the meters and stuff like that. I've done strictly just mix and pour and let's see what happens. That's the way we're doing it. I've been taking notes. We can geek out a little bit more as time progresses. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. That goes a long way with YouTube's algorithms on these kind of videos and everything. I'm going to leave you alone now. Think about it though. We're going to go out and eat the steak for $30, and the salad for the same price would probably be about $120 weight-wise. Take care of you people, guys.